Hello everyone again, this is Flyboy Boy and welcome back to KSP. Now we're continuing on from our last episode, that's with the space shuttle, so let's get straight in. Now I've been thinking of a few ideas to sort of refine the shuttle further. Let's just make this daytime. There we go. Oh, whoops. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. And I did think, remember in the last episode I did actually say that I imported my old shuttle, but I couldn't find it. That's because I was looking in the space plane hangar, and it's not saved in there, it's saved in here. Here it is. Let's have a look. So this was my old shuttle, the Kerbin Shuttle Mark II. This is the G model, so it's pretty well adjusted. As I said, it was the stock parts. See with the Mark III cockpit there. Yes, I've turned on my cursor this time so you can actually see where I'm pointing rather than just guessing. So yeah, this was the old shuttle. It's never let me down. It's a great piece of kit and it's just awesome. But I got these new parts and I felt like perhaps creating a new one. So let's get back to the space plane hangar where I was just going to modify the shuttle a little bit and perhaps test it one more time, and then perhaps we're going to stick a rocket on the back of it and see if it actually gets into space. Let's see, where is it? Kerbin Shuttle Mark something A. Okay, I might have to change that. Mark, I'll have to make that an I or something. Yeah, it doesn't look as good, but it should hopefully work. Let's just get rid of the old one. Delete. This is in a different font, you see. Okay, so here it is. This one's, I must say, this one does look a lot prettier. I was thinking earlier on that this clipping here with the tail, see how it kind of gets in the way of the docking bay? I mean, not much, but a little bit. And then once it's open, it sort of looks a little funny. I was thinking there was probably a good way of spacing this out, and that's if I just take this bit off. Oh, that's interesting. The wings are actually attached to the cargo hold, unlike the last shuttle, they were attached to the back pretty much. If I was to stick another one of these drone cores on the back, it would just lengthen out a little bit. And that should... There we go. See, that looks a lot better. And also that gives us the ability of a lot more electric charge. And the reaction wheels. We've got reaction wheels right up there in the front. We've also got one there in that core and one now in the back as well. So this should be pretty easy to maneuver in space. And I was going to put some RCS ports, here we are, on the top as well. Or something similar to that, so I could make a yawing motion while I was in space. But with these reaction wheels at the front and the back, it actually probably won't need it at all. It's more of the whole forwards and backwards thing with these RCS thrusters. I wonder if the other ones would be of any use. Oh, these ones are huge. They probably won't do it. Like these tiny ones. Nah. So we'll stick to these. Yeah, that's just about it. I might actually stick something in the cargo bay just to test how well it flies with it, because of course the centre of mass is more or less in the middle of the cargo bay. Here's something interesting about the shuttles. You see these parts here? They're actually the long RCS tanks that were added a couple of updates ago. These ones. So that is the reason why there's RCS already in the shuttle. That's part of the reason why it's so neat, because there's no tanks fitted everywhere. Because they're actually inside, and it's quite nice how they're actually stock parts, but they're inside the shuttle. It also makes the insides look a lot prettier rather than the old parts, which would just... Well, if I find one. Where's the actual originals? See? That just looks... Let's actually attach it. See that? It's a bit... I don't know. It doesn't look very good. Well, in comparison at least. These look much better. Okay, then well, I'm just going to put... actually, that needs... Let's open those up again. They actually need a docking port. Otherwise there's never going to be any cargo in there anyway. So if I stick one of these in, let's turn off symmetry, see how it works. probably if I remove this bit, because doesn't the rest attach to a lower... There's like 2 bits that it can attach to. There's... Maybe it doesn't want to, it seems. Come on. Maybe it's just the... this bit. Yeah, see, it's got a lower part and an upper part. I'm not entirely sure which way round this is supposed to work. I could just attach it vaguely in place. That would do it, I suppose, like that. That'll do for now, I suppose, because the actual the part behind there is exactly the same size and shape, so that's quite good actually. So that is that attached. I could, of course, attach one to the back as well, or either. I mean, but that should be okay how it is. So let's close this up. Let's save this. Should I make that the B model? Nah, it's probably fine how it is. Let's save that as the A model. Let's hope there's no crew members. Nope, Jeb, Bill, go away. And let's launch and just see how well this flies one more time and see if I can find any problems with it. And then I'll get to work on putting a rocket on the back of it. Okay, here we are. Is there any crew in there? No, no crew in there. Okay then. Let's SAS on. Let's turn the engine on. And let's fire. Slowly increase the throttle. It's dragging off to the right again because of the stupid wheels. Let's just raise that nose because it's the wheel that's dragging it back. Maybe I should just move the wheel slightly. So, well, there we go. Oh, look at that. Flies brilliantly. And it looks good as well. That's probably the main thing. Look at that cargo bay inside. There we go. It doesn't even clip with anything anymore. In fact, I don't think it clips at all. Well, maybe it'll just the tip, but you don't even notice it. There we go. That's pretty cool. Switch on the resources so I can see what's going on. Let's do a loop and head back. It does look quite nice, I've got to say. Just going to do an interesting landing here. Going to sort of do a loop to land. So yeah, this time I've sorted out the... hopefully I've sorted out the volume issue with that last video. I couldn't be bothered to fix it because it took days to upload it on my 3rd attempt. It's just uploading now actually. And the volume was just... it wasn't good. My voice was too quiet and the game was too loud. But I've adjusted it. And of course that beep noise is now a lot quieter. That was me pressing caps lock for smooth controls. Okay, so I should be able to cut the chute. It's 50 meters, and that's okay. Just thinking. Oh, it opened up anyway. Ooh. Oh, slowly does it. Still, that's quite good. Let's brake and hope that that wheel doesn't spaz. It does a little bit. Yeah. Come on, dip down. There we go, bloody thing. Hate these wheels, but I love them at the same time. Okay then, well that's gone lovely. So let's switch everything off and let's head back. Let's just test everything else works properly. I didn't actually test many of the functions of the craft. That's quite cool. Brilliant. Okay then, yeah, let's go. Okay, so here we are. I've just put a dummy load in there. That is just fuel, liquid fuel and oxidizer. There's nothing else, so it's reasonably heavy. If we have a look at the center of lift, it's moved a little bit back from the the center of mass. It has moved a little bit back from the center of lift, but that's not important at this stage because the shuttle is designed to be gliding once it's got rid of the cargo. I've also tethered it down, which is something I haven't done before, just in case it wobbles around a bit. So let's just see how it flies with the extra weight and with the centre of mass a little bit further back. And I'm also going to try and release the mass while it's flying. It could be catastrophic, but there shouldn't be any curveballs on board. I say that, I didn't check. They tend to hop back in anyway. Yep, they have. I'm just gonna get Bill and Jeb out because they're just gonna cause chaos. Move, 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 move. Come on, Jeb. Come on. Shift, 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 shift. Let's go. Get off the runway. Go back to the space center and, I don't know, do something useful. Or just lie down and sunbathe, that's fine. And Bill. Jump off. Did you know that in KSP? If you're on a ladder or something, you can jump off of it. If you hold down shift, your curve will sort of brace himself, and then WASD to control where, and then I think you press space, and he will jump off, rather than just release. Okay. Those are the launch clamps that keep making a noise, and here's the shuttle, and it still works. Yep. So that's the load in there. Let's fire it up, and turn the brakes off. There we go. As usual, it pulls off to the right, which is a pain. But we're off the ground. It flies really stably, even with that extra weight. I didn't actually have a look at how much that weighed, but you know, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. Give it an extra boost look with the RCS. Not that it does much. Yeah. That's interesting. Is it using the fuel from... Yeah, it is. It's actually using the fuel from them. That kind of invalidates my test, but whatever. Okay, let's see if we can get up there. And let's release it. See what happens. Haha, look at that. Fantastic. Let's close that. Look at that. It doesn't even want to lose control. I guess SAS is turned on, but still. So it looks like it works very well with cargo. Yeah, it goes in the water there. Let's hang on, close that. Stop, 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 stop. Gear down, brakes, parachutes. Parachutes? There we go. These parachutes are supposed to open up fully at 50 meters above ground level, and the runway's apparently 69 meters. So I think a good time to cut it would be just about now. There we go, fantastic. And there we go. So I'm just going to... Oh, bloody hell. See how the front curved there? Okay, so I'm just going to stick the rocket on the back of it and see how that performs. Be right back. Okay, so here we are just one more time. I've changed the front wheel for one that is actually black, so it suits the aircraft better. And I've just adjusted it. See how it steers now? That's good. Yeah, I've changed the steering multiplier, I'm assuming that's what it's called. So let's just land it and see, we haven't got SAS turned on, and see if it performs well enough. It doesn't drag again. No, it doesn't. Look at that. Fantastic. And it actually steers as well. Oh, that's brilliant. That's much better. Okay, so that is definitely improvement. I've just modified the cargo bay as well because it wasn't actually lined up. It was a little higher up than the rest of the craft, probably due to when I was putting that satellite dummy in there. See, now it's actually level and it's looking much nicer. So yes, as I said, I'm just going to go and see if I can put the rocket on this thing, and then I think we'll have a shuttle nearly ready for service. Okay, so here we are. It's a much smaller rocket than I thought it would be, but from the first test I did, it seems to work very well. I've just added in some other bits to make it much better. So it's got the old asparagus system, as it's called, so these tanks will all drop off in pairs, and the fuel goes around them in a way that I can't possibly describe. I've just put some parachutes on these tanks as well to sort of help pull them back, and on that final tank I've put some separator rockets, mainly for a safety sort of side, but it's also useful for just getting rid of it. I've just put the abort actions on as well. As soon as I hit the abort button, if I need to, all of these engines along the bottom will deactivate. All these parachutes will come on. I've left these decouplers to stay together just to sort of contain the situation if I need to. Well, this should, in fact, I don't think I even added that in, no. So add that in, so all of those tanks will just remove themselves from the shuttle, and these engines will fire to just get rid of them. And also it toggles this engine. At first I had activate, which is what the old shuttle had, but if there's an emergency while the shuttle is gliding, for example, I wouldn't want it to activate the engine, I'd want it to do the opposite. So I've actually set it to toggle the engine, so whatever it's doing, it does the opposite. So that's about it. So I'm going to make this an unmanned flight again. Apparently we've recruited Charlie Kerman. Well, he's recruited himself, but whatever. So let's see how this thing flies. It should be pretty good. Okay, so here we are. In fact, let's just wait until it's daylight for testing purposes. There we are. It's a cloudy day. Okay then, so let's open up those as we usually do. Let's switch on the SAS. Let's have a look at how our resources are doing. Okay, let's throttle up and let's go. Look at that. That's fast. Very good. Now these engines shouldn't be overheating either, as they're sharing the fuel. Now when they overheat a little bit, but it's not too bad. And then separate those two. That's good. Those parachutes do pull them apart slightly. The parachutes are mounted at the top, so it should sort of pull the top away, if that makes sense. Crikey, look at that. It's got some speed going. And it's not wobbling at all. Everything seems to be flying well. It's going very fast. Get ready to separate the next pair of rockets. There they go. Lovely. Look at that. Okay, let's see where we are on the map. 25. Okay. So we're going to start turning soon. Well, we've got enough speed. I might as well start turning now. People always have a set sort of way of doing this. I just kind of wing it every time. Okay, it doesn't look very neat. But it's kind of working. That's definitely high enough there. So let's just... what am I doing? Map. Let's just get this facing the right way. Use a bit of fuel to help burn us in the right direction. Okay, that's not very good. Come on. There we go. So we've got quite a lot of RCS left. I say quite a lot, we've got absolutely tons left. Just trying to stabilise the ship. That should do it. Let's turn off RCS. Let's get a bit more power. Full power. And there we go. Easily gets into orbit. It's a small rocket. So let's just fast forward a little bit. There we go. Now I can proper time warp. So this is an apoapsis of 80,000 meters. Let's get into orbit. I've still got another stage left. Okay, there goes those two. Of course the parachutes don't work up here, but still okay, because we're not in a turn or anything. Just have to monitor the engine's heat, because it's just firing on its own fuel now. It's going to be as it normally is. And there we go. And wait for it to just 90-degree apoapsis periapsis turn. There we go. Ap 83 peri 79 close enough. There we go. It's orbiting. Fantastic. Okay, let's release the shuttle, and I'm just going to see how it performs in space. So, these engines should fire. Hopefully they won't fire the shuttle off too much. Yeah. It's not bad. It has affected the orbit in a reasonably good way, though, because of course it's prograding it. So, even with the RCS off, that spins pretty well. Obviously it will go backwards and forwards pretty easily. Yep. Up and down. Not a problem. Okay, it does turn a little bit, but I think the SAS does counter that a little. One button. And the yawing motion? Oh, the RCS actually does do something. That's fine then. Let's just get that next stage ready. Lovely. And I'm just going to have it re-enter, hopefully at around about KSC. There it is. It's pretty hard to find with Clouds mod. Gotta remember how I do this now. How do I do it? I think I plan a 90-degree further on, and then the air resistance actually pulls me back, so now would take me to there, so I'd have to go further on. KSC is there. Maybe not 90 degrees. I'll figure something out. That should be okay. So if I retrograde now, let's come out of map view. Let's prograde. How's the electric doing? We are losing electric charge here, but I didn't actually deploy the solar panels. Okay, so fire the rockets. Or the rocket, I should say. There's KSC, so we want the periapsis to be somewhere around here, I reckon. Bear in mind I'm going to get quite a bit of drag. Okay, so let's see how that performs. Look at those stars. Let's open up that brake in preparation. Let's switch on the lights as well. Let's head in. No, actually facing the wrong way. I'm going to quickly turn us around before we enter the atmosphere. We're just about to enter. There we go. Okay, here we go. This is the atmosphere now, as you can see up there. We're barely scraping it. You can still see the stars and everything. Let's have a look at those lights in the dark. That was good. Okay, so already that is beginning to move our landing position. We wanted to go halfway between where we are now and where it's telling us we would land if there wasn't such a thing as air resistance, just like in college. How's the electrics? Apparently, no, we're gaining electrics. Good. That's from these solar panels, I assume. Direct sunlight, even though it looks like they're in shadow. Okay, I'll take your word for that one. Okay, yep, that's definitely moving now. Speed's decreasing. Just going to close that air brake. Oh, is that KSC there? Yeah, it is. Okay, definitely have to slow down. Okay, here comes the re-entry flames. Can we close those aerials? We can. Close the wing aerials there. We're definitely overshooting this one, so let's actually retrograde in the atmosphere. Can I? I don't think there's too much atmosphere going on. Just use the landing gear as well as a brake then. It's not the prettiest re-entry I've ever done. I don't have SES turned on. Parachutes have not opened. Can I deploy them? Oh, there they go. So I am definitely going to be flying back, but I've got plenty of fuel, so... Okay, so that was when I aimed the... aimed at about 90 degrees, probably not even that, off. That's the point where the line touches the surface, so it's obviously got to be further. Can I fly it yet? Let's see if I can just get at an angle. It's going a bit too fast. Just close those up so it gets aerodynamics back. Using the RCS here, of course. Bit of fuel to burn the back. As said before, that is a thrust vectoring engine, so it is going to help. Okay, let's cut those parachutes. There we go. Let's turn off SAS because it keeps pulling me back. That's better. And let's turn off RCS. And close the air brake. Ooh. Steady, 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 steady. Okay then. So, that performed pretty well, I believe. Let's land it runway 27, is it? I believe it is. Okay, so here we go. Should just be a standard textbook landing. Let's turn those off, we don't need those on. We'll turn the nav lights on though. They are on, aren't they? They're pretty dim. Yeah. So all in all, I think the shuttle was probably fit for service then. I mean, it's only been in production for a day, but it seems to be working fine. The brakes are strong on this. Well, there we go. I reckon that this shuttle is probably fit for service. Just, yeah, I guess the next thing is to launch a satellite with it. Let's give it a go then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. The shuttle seems to be working just fine. I guess I'm going to leave it here because the episodes keep getting a bit long. And in the next one we're going to be launching a satellite to mark its first proper official use. So I hope you enjoyed. There's always the like and subscribe buttons if you want to use them. I'll see you in the next episode.